Tone Tattoo.
Now you shred.
Keeley Dark Side.
Now you shred.
we've got two pedals here that are at least sort of similar. We've got the Electro Harmonix Tone Tattoo with the fuzz, Metal Muff fuzz, Neo clone. There's no clone in the Keeley Dark Side. And then the Memory Toy delay. And we've got the Keeley Dark Side, which I use all the time, which has a great fuzz, delay, and also has like univibe flange settings. I don't use those as much, and you can't use those with the delay, but it's got like a univibe, Leslie, flange, phaser setting. Well, I played them side by side with fuzz and delay, and that's that along with fuzz and reverb. But fuzz and delay is one of the classic rock sounds. Just gives you that Grand Canyon sound. I was fighting with my tube amp a little bit tonight. You know, sometimes I think, you ever played a tube amp, you know, and it sounds okay, you know, you kind of keep playing, and then maybe after you play about an hour, it sort of opens up, and I didn't really get the sound I was looking for, but I think we got enough to go with it. I don't know, what do you think? We've got the Tone Tattoo and the Keeley Dark Side fuzz and delay in one unit. That's a nice, both of you. I don't think you could go wrong with either one. I think this one, I like this has more of a 70s style fuzz. And I'm not all that much of a tone snob, but I do think this has that kind of creamier 70s style fuzz that you might like. If you like 80s metal, then this would probably be what you'd want to go with. I think they both do what they're supposed to do. This one I got for 150 bucks used, and it's less expensive. This was about $325 when I bought it. I think they're now about $290, and you can get them used, but it's still a little more a pricier pedal, you know. But this is a good one. You know what? I try not to cop out on these. You know, they're both good. I think the cop out would be to say, you know, it's your preference. I think the Metal Muff versus the more 70s style fuzz is one thing that I would make me lean in the direction of the Keeley Dark Side. One thing about this though, that Memory Toy, it's kind of like a little version of the Deluxe Memory Man. I used to have one of those, sold it for 150 bucks several years ago. Now I see they're going for $1,000. I feel like a total idiot. But this, when you turn that delay knob and the feedback knob up there, you can make it get those kind of crazy end of the world sounds, you know. I don't know how useful, I guess they'd be useful in like sort of a wild type band or maybe sound effects or something. They're pretty cool, and you can do it on these. And but the Memory Toy is a fussier delay. I think all delays are fussy, and I always end up using them in a pretty low setting, and then they sound good to me. I think this is maybe a little fussier. This one's kind of fussy too, though, the delay side. But I think all delay is fussy. But this also does the kind of end of the world stuff if you start twisting those knobs. I think it's a good pedal. I think I would tend to use this more. I think I've just had more experience with it. And I also think it's geared for more 70s and late 60s music, which is what I like to play. And I think this is kind of for modern metal players. And you may well be one of those and you would prefer this because that Metal Muff sounds really good, but it does have a metal sound. I also didn't mess with the knobs that much. I didn't have the treble. I had the treble on about 2 o'clock. And I mostly turned up the treble a little bit to help me cut through the backing track because I was playing pretty loud. And I didn't mess with these knobs, these scoop knobs. I just have it on, I can't even read it. I have it in the middle setting, that scoop knob. And I'm not much for chorus, so I didn't use it. I'm going to go with this one for me. But if you want to save a little money and or you like more of a metal sound as opposed to sort of a classic blues rock sound, I'd go with this one. Thanks. God bless.